Hello dear ones, and welcome to the Tarot series. And today Tarot is serious because it acts as a mediator with people we would have never met otherwise. Yes, some of us dream, some of us do shamanic journeys and so much more, but many don't. And tarot in this way acts as a bridge to connect us with people that we want to learn from, people that we admire, people that we wish we could have a conversation with. It amplifies our imaginative realm, our powers to create, and maybe to have a space where a discussion out of space, out of time is possible. So today I'm bringing Jane Austen to the table and to the scene so that she can teach us about how is it that she could survive the opposition, the dichotomy, the alienation in her times, when colonization was still there, slavery and oppression, but at the same time this research for beauty and elegance and romanticism. And it's very interesting. How could she navigate between those, keeping her own sanity and at the same time contributing to maybe see them in a different way, because she talks about some of these in her writings. Maybe we can ask her about her sisterhood. How could she build a very strong bond with her sister and keep it over time? We can ask her about her life, as a writer, one of the best writers. How could she maintain that passion for her writing? How could she survive as well the instability? She was moving from house to house. At some point after the death of her father, she was having, some wouldn't say it's a financial security or insecurity, but she didn't have a home, stable home, and maybe stable income as well. So how could she live through that? And so you see, with tarot there is infinite questions, and there is no limits of time with the deceased, isn't it? Like it's beyond time and space, really. So let's experiment. I would like to maybe start with that opposition and bring in this new deck about Jane Austen. It's an amazing one, to be honest, and the guidebook is also great, bringing guidance from her own writings. So yeah, I love this, the world card, very interesting. So okay, let's see what question is emerging. Yeah, the opposition. Let's start with the opposition one. How could you, Jane, survive the opposition, the alienation in your time? And I'm bringing this oracle deck called Inquiry Within by, let me see, yes, Worthwhile Paper. I got it in a swap, or I don't remember really what I swapped it for or how I got it, to be honest, but I think it was a swap. Oh, I have a third card coming. Okay, interesting. Okay, so how did you, Jane, survive the opposition, the alienation? It's really interesting because let's celebrate little things. Yeah, we have this aspect when we start with the words. I brought this oracle because she's a writer, and she, words is her art. So I love the aspect of celebrate little things. She was into the little things of everyday life and amplifying them to study the psyche of women, or their needs, their desires. At the same time, with this, what are you waiting for? She was an action lady. She was not just thinking about things. She was writing books and putting them out there. So there is an action. She was an activist, as I call her, in her time. And writing, writing is about the clarity of the mind. Writing helps to put in words what we think, what we feel. And what's really interesting is that in her young age, she wrote some very short novels, and she was experimenting things. What about the hero that dies in the middle, or is there just for one day, and the rest of the story is about other things. So she was experimenting life in different ways, and I feel that her writings, her work is about living something different, living, maybe escaping even, but escaping to the good, escaping to what I wish I could have, what I wish I could see, what I wish I could read. And she was very knowledgeable about the world and what was happening at the time. So now when we see the tarot cards, Seven of Candles, that aspect of the society was so strong, well, with the values at the time were very set in stone. It's not like today we are flexible, we learn really quickly with the internet and everything available. No, things were really difficult to change, and her way of getting through that is to use what was available to bring a new reality. So it's as if she was grounded in what was happening, and then she could dream from that. She didn't bring something very kind of like, she didn't write about the colonies, right? She didn't write about Africa or India, or she was writing about the British society at that time. So she was grounded in that, and from it she brought something into her writings, like something maybe small, might be a hint, might be just like a small flame, so that she is not swept away by the society. Very interesting that Jane here, she's showing us how to be a writer. So it's as if she is answering all my questions in one reading. And then with the Seven of Coins, like the something on the word, it's as if she was working her way through. She was working through things. Very interesting, because don't wait, feel her saying, don't wait for things to be super perfect. Work your things through, but you show your evolution, because we can see her evolution as well through the writings. She didn't wait until late age, and I'm really thankful for that, because she died young, to write. She did how, the things that she felt were right at that moment, even if they were not that perfect, probably for her. And at the same time, with the Nine of Coins, we see this kind of, being in that environment where we are good with ourselves. We reach this certain, and I really believe this is her. She reached that maturity, well-being by herself. It's as if I hear her saying, I was nourished by the inspiration I was receiving, and that nourishes you until now. It's as if the wheel, there is a wheel inside of her of inspiration that nourishes her and amplifies the inspiration effect over time. So if I see this as a kind of advice for living through difficult times and alienation, is don't bring a big change until you break, but still show things and stay true to yourself. And then work your way through, share what you have, even if it's not that perfect. You are working your way through, you are learning how to be probably a writer, or how to maybe do a change from your own place. Take care of what you have at hand, and don't be distracted by other things. Do the task you have at hand. At the same time, learn to be good with yourself. Learn to be happy, inspired from within, nourished from within. And then if we see these three very interesting, the coins come in here because working on things, being stable financially, and keeping that fire burning, not agreeing necessarily with others, there is a stability. We feel a stability, an inner stability and outer stability to bring here. From her story, she had her brother by the end of of her years, who helped her and her sister. They had the place, they had this stability even more to fulfill what she wants. So how can we get that financial, material, physical people supporting us in what we want to do, and not just, she is alone, but all of this is because she works for it and others helped her to do so as well. So there is a community work on the background that we shouldn't forget. Now, I want to go further with the writing because she's a writer, and I see her solitude as well in these cards. I want to see still about her writing. Okay, writing, and I want to explore the solitude and the relationship with her sister and with others as well. Okay. So we're having the judgment, yes, writing, seeing something different, seeing the next, what is the next step? What is the step that I want to be in? Again, I hear her saying, I would have wanted to be there. I'm writing my dreams. I'm writing my inspirations. I'm writing, it's as if an ideal. Yeah, that's the word. I'm writing an ideal, an evolution of things. I think she's an educator at heart. She might have wanted to educate women and men to what it is to be true and authentic and wise at the same time. She is an educator. It's very interesting. And about the aspect of relationships and the magician, very interesting. Relationships based on passion, on culture, on trying things. It feels that her surroundings and her relations were based on intellect, and they were cultural. That's the word, cultural. So she might have had these strong bonds with others around her writings, and the discoveries of the word theater or acting or something about that. And if I see these as an advice or a suggestion for us, is to continue looking for the ideal, and make people see it. Even if we are living a reality, this is very strong for this reading with Jane, is that even if you are living in a reality, they are still in the ground here, they are moving towards something new. So keep your eyes on your ideal, on what you want the words to be. And if I see this, the magician, as an advice for relationship, is to gather around people who share the same passion, discuss with them, don't keep things for yourself. Develop your interests. And very interesting as well that, reading and discussing things and bringing that discussion to people that maybe they don't know, or maybe they are shy to express, or maybe they have wisdom that is kept for them. So creating spaces where you can do that. For myself, I'm creating the articles, about the flowers and things that cross my mind on Substack. You will see the link below. I'm having this space on YouTube. I have other spaces as well, physical, and I love them because if we don't discuss things and work through things all together, we cannot evolve as a community. It's really good to evolve alone, but we don't live alone. everyone's contribution is crucial, whether it's a word, a prayer, a good intention. Everyone's contribution is central. But Jane, through this reading, is sharing with us that it doesn't have to be confrontational. It can be grounded in our reality and invite them to an ideal. So Jane was not fighting in her writings. She was attracting. She was distracting. She was inspirational. And that's her way of being an activist, in my opinion. So hopefully you enjoyed this reading with Jane. I thank her and I thank her wisdom for today. You can continue the conversation further, and maybe you can read the guidebook as well to have a little bit more, guys. That's what I will be doing later. And yeah, I'm so thankful for you being here, for Jane, and for yeah, our capacity to exchange around this topic. So wishing you a great day. Don't forget to like the video, to subscribe, share this content as well, and yeah, talk to you soon.